Hello World, and welcome to another episode of Hello World series. I'm ComputerHeat, and today I am joined by an excellent guest, Halcyon. Halcyon, how are you doing?
Hello everyone, I'm doing fine. I'm really happy to join you again.
Yes, you were on this before where we cast a really just epic game between Barton and KoreanArmy, and Twitch has got that game imprisoned on their servers. They're taking forever to unmute that video. It's from the Dr. Vox tournament. I don't think anybody cast it. Like, if they don't unmute that video, like, no one's ever gonna see it. Or maybe I'll just say fuck it and put it on YouTube anyway. But we actually have another game today with KoreanArmy playing as the Wehrmacht. And he's playing against GreenBean, who also goes under the name Fancy. And I know that GreenBean has been in the top 10 with a couple of the 1v1 factions for quite a long time. And KoreanArmy is old school Company of Heroes 1 Pro. I love watching him play. He's he won a bunch of tournaments, or at least got really far in a bunch of tournaments in Company of Heroes 1. He hasn't he hasn't done quite as well in Company of Heroes 2 tournaments, but he still manages to put on a really good show every time I watch one of his games. But have you reached the 5-second mark and paused so that we can get this game rolling?
I'm actually at 7.
Oh my god. Okay, well you wait there. And alright, now would you count us in, please?
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright. So
Okay.
I think that GreenBean might also be Korean. Also I have no idea if that says KoreanArmy or what, but do happen to know that this is him.
We might just find out. You guys are quite talkative. Laos.
Laos, okay.
Great. Actually interested because this is like the vanilla factions, and this map is really interesting for Soviet versus Austere, and I'm really interested how it will go for the Austere, because I find this map to be quite hard at this few first minutes of the game for Austere.
Is there anything in particular that you're hoping to see?
I actually would like to see Austere dealing with the conscripts. I guess this will be a couple of conscripts first, without an MG. That's something that I'm really interested in. I know that a few good players are doing this now. They are just building MGs later in the game to lock down some places, but they are not relying on an MG early game. I would like to see that.
That's definitely something I've seen a lot against the US, and it seems to be quite a good move there because the early machine gun can be so easy to flank, but then later on as the front lines start to stabilize a little bit, then the machine gun can be more of a backstop. But actually KoreanArmy's getting his machine gun as his third unit, so that is like strikes me as rather old school Company of Heroes 1 style play with your like good old Volksbox MG sniper or Volksbox MG. So I have no idea what like any kind of typical build from either of these players is. We got our first little fight happening by KoreanArmy's cutoff. This is such a this map has some really nasty cutoffs, but KoreanArmy's easily able to defend that as he sends those combat engineers packing on back to base.
Yeah, the MG will unfortunately force him to be, I think, quite defensive around his fuel and cutoff point, so...
Yeah, so we're actually having the fuel getting harassed already, so yeah, you can see just the difference in map control is pretty huge. KoreanArmy is able to hold on to his fuel. He doesn't lose that to the conscripts, and he's going to have to get... Now he's got to fight another squad of conscripts sitting behind the sandbags. So they're going to be able to stall there for a while if they want, but that's not really going to accomplish very much. And oh my god, the machine gun is already getting forced back as the cutoff falls to GreenBean's conscripts. So I could see a large expenditure of manpower from GreenBean. It looks like he's building tier 2 in his base. So I'll be curious to see what he gets out of there. Hopefully it's not just a million Maxims, because that's not particularly fun to watch. But I think Halcyon is on the phone right now.
I'm very sorry. Yeah, I'm back. An emergency.
It's all good. Well,
Yep.
if it's an emergency, maybe it's not all good. But Korean Army's playing very cautiously around his cutoff. He's moving his squads together, and as you predicted, he's having to be pretty careful with them. And we do have a Maxim coming out first for GreenBean.
Yeah, it seems to be very standard at the moment. Well, I'm really interested because it's like 4 conscripts in the Maxim, so I'm expecting Russians to rush a early vehicle. And now that's the question, will he build a early vehicle from tier 3 or maybe a Katyusha from tier 4?
Yeah, he's been completely ignoring the resources on the left side of the map until now. He got his fuel, he connected that, and other than that, all he's been doing is going straight towards the fuel and the cutoff for Korean Army. And Korean Army's just...
I think that's because he wants to delay the first vehicle, maybe P4 or any kind of fuel income from the Ostier, because he wants to get the maximum window of opportunity for his first vehicle.
Definitely. Oh, and we have a demo charge going down on the munitions point in the south, so that's always a nasty move there. Yeah, definitely delaying your opponent's fuel munition. I find denying the munitions income is really useful when playing against either of the German factions, because you can stop those extremely nasty LMGs from coming in. Korean Army's got 75 in the bank. I can't see if he's spent any already. Doesn't look like he spent any munitions, but I thought he had more than that. Once again, GreenBean charging directly for the fuel. I wonder if he's going to throw down some sandbags to make that easier to defend.
I'm wondering about his decision. Will he invest in medics? Will he drop some of the fuel to medics or Molotovs, or will he just rush from a T-70 or T-34? Because now he really starts will start to suffer from lack of a medic.
Yeah, see, the squads are starting to get quite low, even when they've got full men, so that's going to end up costing him in the long run if he doesn't get it soon. Oh, nasty rifle grenade from Korean Army kills a whole bunch of guys on that Maxim, but it's going to survive to hold the line. So we got some counter cutoff play. Korean Army setting up his machine gun and has taken the cutoff away from GreenBean. And that's definitely going to be able to stop those conscripts. They actually retreat before they even get suppressed. And with a mortar out and a Maxim, I think GreenBean's definitely got the tools available to him to take back the cutoff once he sees fit. The bunker's up in Korean Army's base, so he just needs another 20 munitions before he can upgrade that and start getting healing.
Do we have a first LMG squad as well?
Ah, yes. And once there's one, there's... Oh, wait a minute, they're healing, so... Oh, he used med packs. What? I'm really surprised that he used the med packs, but I guess he wanted to get that squad on the field as quickly as possible. Yeah, rather than waiting to get the 60 munitions that would get him permanent free healing, he decided to pull the trigger on that ability.
Mortar from Soviets already forced a retreat on MG, with first shot killing 2 guys from the squad.
Very nice. Yeah, that thing can be really nasty once it gets up to Vet 1, but against a pretty mobile army it can be kind of a, well, it's really hit or miss. And we actually have a half-track coming out for Korean Army, who I keep almost calling Barton for some reason. I probably shouldn't say that out loud, but I did. And now almost the whole map is about to fall to Korean Army, so GreenBean's going to need to do something about this. Teching up more seems like the obvious solution to me. He's reclaiming his cutoff, so he's going to get his fuel and munitions income back. But
so he has the medics now, and he's taking up for 18As. A bit too early, I would say, with those 18As.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he just wants to be safe. It's a good prediction, honestly. He could have waited a little bit longer until he saw or heard the half-track arriving, but they're certainly going to be there in plenty of time. But he doesn't really have very many munitions. He got himself a flamethrower. He put down that demo charge earlier. I haven't seen any other munitions expenditures except for Ura. Have you noticed that he's been putting down mines anywhere?
No.
So, although he's able to throw one AT grenade, and well, he'll be able to throw another one soon. But that half track is pretty safe for the moment, and it's really going to give KoreanArmy the pushing power that he needs. But, oh man, these squads are so low health around it. Half track is, I really like the half track, and I think it's kind of an underused unit. I mean, it's kind of expensive. It's much less squishy than the what's it called, the armored car. But if your opponent is doing something like spamming maxims or snipers, which is not what we're seeing in this case, it can be really, really nice because it basically makes your infantry immune to either of those.
Yeah, it's very nice to see when the player is using the half track aggressively when he is following his infantry with the push. Usually we see it as a static reinforced point, which is probably not the best usage of this unit.
So KoreanArmy lost his cutoff once again. He's still got decent income coming from all the territory sectors that he holds on the right. But oh yeah. He could be jumping these suppressed squads into his half track, but he must be fearing an AT gun, which is why he's backing away. And is that a destroyed engine? Yeah, it is. And a conscript squad went down somewhere. Did you see that happen?
It was probably on a retreat from the austere cutoff. I'm not really sure, but that's my guess. They retreat through this road when there was the half track and the grants, so I would put my money on this. And we have a tank battalion from Soviets now. Very
nice. Tier 2, Tier 3 is always fun to use, especially if you throw in like some shock troops. What do we have? Neither player has picked a commander yet, which I think is surprising, although it's not particularly late to pick it. And once you do pick it, if your opponent figures out what you're doing, you can really suffer in terms of counterplay. And we actually have another Maxim building from GreenBean rather than an AT gun, which is what I thought he would get. Now that the vehicles have started to roll out. KoreanArmy is teching to Tier 3 right now. And oh my god, machine gun sprint! When do you ever see Maxim sprint?
Not often. Not often.
Man, this Maxim and this mortar are bunched up in a way that it's just begging for a rifle grenade. And there goes one. Oh. Holy crap. Oh, that's ridiculous. These Grenadiers... Yeah. The Grenadiers are not in a particularly ideal configuration. If the Maxim had shot at them, they definitely would have gotten suppressed. They were just kind of like superficially in green cover. They were all standing on the wrong side of the wall.
Suppression decrease damage that the unit is doing. Is it also affecting explosives, like grenades?
I don't think so. I think it has to do with received accuracy. So I think they get less received accuracy, so they just become harder to hit. And explosives and area of effect weapons have no effect on that.
So flamethrowers as well.
Yeah, if I'm correct. Oh no, this machine gun's totally set up in the wrong direction. Okay, it's not set up in the wrong direction. So, nothing yet for. Oh, a T-70 is just beginning to build now from GreenBean. What do you think about the T-70 against Austere?
Well, it's a great unit, but against this particular composition I would never go T-70 because the grants are around the half track, so it's a very static and defensive, let's say, unit composition. So I would go T-34 to try to rush the half track.
Yeah, I agree with that. The T-70 is really, really nice against units that don't have, well, you really run the risk of getting hit with a Panzerfaust and then shot by the pack, and then you're down 200 fuel or 200 manpower and 70 fuel. But
here it goes.
If he can keep it alive for a while, it's definitely going to pay off, and it is really very strong against infantry, which is what GreenBean is, well, what he's lacking in. He's got his Maxims that can suppress, he's got his mortar, which will slowly and kind of unreliably do infantry damage, but the T-70's already managed to chase off, wow, three squads of Grenadiers. The entire right side of the map is now vacated of German forces, and the T-70 is driving around in recon mode. That's nice to see.
He's probably waiting for the fuel to get a P4 now, so that's why he wants to save any not needed losses to this T-70.
Yeah, those guys are expensive to reinforce. Now we can just get them back, get them healed up, because they can take, like, a full health squad can take a shot to the face from a T-70 and lose no members. I never want to say models. That always sounds wrong to me. They're mans, god damn it.
And a very good call from GreenBean. After multiple harassments on his cutoff, he dropped another demolition charge over there, so...
Oh, it's on his cutoff? Or his...
yeah.
Okay, very nice. Yeah, the other... I don't think that KoreanArmy has tried to take away the resource points. He's just gone for the cutoff and tried to just, yeah, choke him out there. Not try to take the resource points for himself, but just deny them to GreenBean. P4 is almost complete. GreenBean is... Oh wow! Look at all these sandbags going up on the right side of the map. On the right side of the map.
Unfortunately, they will not help against a P4. There's nothing. Oh, there is this building now, so probably with 18-8 he can stall a little bit.
I think the P4's projectile has a chance to just collide harmlessly with the sandbags, so in that sense it could be useful. And KoreanArmy is getting a mortar already, which is an interesting choice. I'm surprised to not see a pack from him. Oh man. Oh, those conscripts. That was a bad move. Oh. That was his most vetted squad also. Aggressive move with the half-track as well. That could get killed just by AT grenades, or even by the Maxim. Gunner slumps down dead. And yeah, the sandbags got destroyed before the conscripts took hardly any damage. So it is helping them last a little bit longer, which should maybe give the Zis gun time to move up.
It's already on the field in the base, so I guess 20 seconds more is needed.
Whoa, what is this T-70 doing? I mean, it looks like he's trying to bait out the P4, but yeah, he's not leading him into anything. There's not like a conscript squad that can throw AT grenades. There's no mines. Another conscript squad probably get killed as it retreats, but it looks like it's managed to make it around the hedgerow safely. Although that T-70 definitely did scare off a lot of stuff. Yeah.
A very interesting skin on this P4. Never seen that.
Yeah, I've never seen that one either. Oh, you can see on the like right in the front and in the middle, you can see the decal for the "Make War Not Love" thing. Crazy curveball AT grenade goes out, connects and just damages the engine on the P4, but it's totally safe. There's no way that the T-70 is gonna be able to go rush up and kill it, for example.
But they can spot for this gun, and it is quite near. I would back up a little bit. Yeah, the half track is going in reverse, so no risk over there.
Looks like he's just going to try to keep it at max range, firing onto the infantry squads that are going to try to retake the cutoff. And it'll definitely be good at that. I'd really like to see a couple of mines on the road, and that's exactly what's happening right now from GreenBean. So if you got a T-70, it can be really useful for baiting units into chasing after it, because it's really, really annoying. And it's also pretty squishy, so a lot of times people think like, okay, I can just chase this down with my Puma or P4 or whatever, and then I'll quickly kill it off, and then I don't have to deal with this pesky T-70 anymore. And then they follow it down a road, hit a mine, and then you finish it off with an AT gun. Oh boy, Grenadiers are trying to capture the cutoff point right next to the demo charge. But they survive. Really nice
Just
rifle.
the Maxim somehow
Yeah, the Grenadier squad that's capturing that territory point fired a rifle grenade on them. So that was the end of them. I am really enjoying watching all of these medium tank fights. It's just been a nice back and forth between the two players this game. Oh god, we might see the end of the T-70, although if these conscripts can put a damaged engine on the P4 or at least chase it back, then he ought to be able to get some repairs on that. One thing to note about the T-70 is it's got that crew repair for 60 munitions, which can be really, really nice, but that will not fix a damaged engine. I mean, maybe if it's slightly repaired it will fix the damaged engine, but it's not enough. Like a Panzerfaust does more damage than that thing can repair. So it looks like Korean Army's starting to take back his resource resource sectors on the top, and oh, armor-piercing rounds fired out of the house onto the Maxim squad. And I just heard another conscript squad died, though I missed it. Did you see where that happened?
I was looking at the MG, and I'm not really sure where the mine exploded on the road, and now the P4 is using the hole in the defense to push probably for the T-70.
Oh, he's got this for sure. Pushes all those.
Because this gun is next to it, so.
Wow, it's a huge frontal penetration, and it looks like the T-70 is gonna live. So I think the conscript squad that died is down by that tractor in the middle sector, just south of the central victory point. There are a whole bunch of dead dudes there.
Yeah.
I don't know what killed them. It might have been a rifle grenade that looks like a mine exploded. So they might have been standing on top of a friendly mine when that went off.
German motor, 7 kills, maybe.
It's quietly racking it up, and that's certainly more than the more than enough to kill a squad. So a pack is building for Korean Army, and GreenBean's getting himself a squad of shock troops. So he's picked shock rifle frontline tactics, which is the commander that you pick when it's like, all right, this game's getting real. I want to actually win. So my try-hard commander. At least it's my try-hard commander.
Yeah, it's a very popular commander. It's a good composition. You really need the shock troops. As Soviets for the elite infantry and great tanks as well. And we lost the engineers.
Yeah, I did not think they were going to get killed there, but they blew up pretty nicely when they died. Oh! Nice hit from the mortar, everything clumped up right there. T-70's got its engine back, so it's zipping around the map, and he could use the crew repair if he doesn't. Oh, he has already gotten himself a new squad of combat engineers, so he's really on top of that. He cannot afford to not have any kind of builder unit. And Korean Army's gotten himself some minesweepers, so I didn't see when those appeared on there, but he's not going to hopefully not smack into too many more demo charges. There is still the one by the munitions point at the bottom. Obviously the one the cutoff blew up. Whoa, Korean Army's picked a commander also. He's gone for assault support. So he's got himself an Opel Blitz truck. Oh my god, this is really old school commanders. This is like watching a game from the beta. Oh, that Vet 3 Gren squad, good. They retreated. They're at the point in their health where they would get killed very, very quickly by any of the other units. GreenBean's moving out in force to try to hold on to his cutoff and his munitions.
It will be 1 minute to IS-2 now, so I think that GreenBean should not reinforce anything and just get this tank as soon as possible because he is on a bad foot at the moment.
Definitely. Even the IS-2 is not going to be, guaranteed world ender at this point. I mean, obviously it beats out the P4, but the P4 plus the pack, I mean, the packs are really good against IS-2s. If they're alone, then they suck because the IS-2 will just drive past them. But if you have them in conjunction with some other stuff, the pack is quite good at dealing damage to them.
Yeah, but Korean Army just built 2 opposes to get income increase, so if he invests anything in his combat units for few minutes, and this is a good moment for Soviets to really push a little bit. And we lost Gren with LMG on the right star now.
Oh, they dropped it as well. If GreenBean notices that, you could have some nice, super dangerous LMG conscripts. Machine guns shooting at machine guns on the left, and the IS-2 has arrived. So we got the huge tank, and we have the tiny little tank.
One more hit, and the P4 is dead. This is firing. Oh, it ran away.
Yeah, that thing needs to go way, way back. I don't think that Korean Army had any idea there was an IS-2 on the way. You just saw those shock troops, so that means that's it's a pretty safe bet if you see shock troops that your opponent's gone for shock rifle frontline tactics, or for counterattack. But yeah, but usually I think in a 1v1, shock rifle frontline tactics is the thing you can guess. Oh man, this IS-2 is in a great position to do a ton of damage. The pack is actually kind of flanked and getting shot at by combat engineers. I don't know what Korean Army's doing, why he's not moving that over to the center. He's gonna have to hide everything. Korean Army's gonna have to hide everything. Oh, that's bad. Korean Army just got enough to call in a Tiger, so that's arriving right now as the pack is cleared out. And it looks like GreenBean's gonna go in and steal that for himself, so that's really nice. Oh.
It's a good call because Tiger is arriving. It will be there in a second.
Oh, he's using the OP stripe skin. War spoils. When will that thing be mine? Oh god, this Tiger just... what a wrong turn. Turns right into the pack. Oh, I thought he was going to clear it with that shot right there, but... this Tiger's in so much trouble. Is crew shock on the IS-2 going to be enough to save it? This IS-2 is not taking any damage at all. And even the badly damaged P4 with its chocolate chip cookie skin is coming up to try to help out. I think that Korean Army might need to get himself another squad of pioneers to get these things back into fighting shape anytime soon.
Great tip for a new players is to look at the Opel Blitz placement from Korean Army. It's you can see the yellow highlight on the map, but it's really hard to reach them in the points when they are located at this game.
Oh, especially this one on the left side of the map. I didn't think you could keep it that close to your base and still have it in the territory sector. It makes me think that maybe you could even leave it like on the road. You can see the place. You see what I'm talking about? Right next to the machine gun bunker at the south entrance. It looks like you could probably put one there also. Interesting. That is a really nice spot. Anyway, the IS-2, I think that GreenBean must have suspected that there was a pack in production or something. He could have been way more aggressive with that and killed off the P4. But he has chosen not to do that. Could have finished the Tiger and the P4. Instead, he's contented himself with taking the entire map, which is a pretty good trade. Mortars are trading blows on each other's army. P4 is back up to full health, and the Tiger is about halfway done, up to full. Neither player really has a whole lot of builder units, so there haven't been any mines or anything put down recently. A Teller mine would not be a bad choice from Korean Army to try to catch that IS-2, since the pathing routes are pretty predictable on this map. There's a lot of narrow gaps and a lot of roads, and the vehicles love going through either of those things.
Yeah, it would be a great call, but now he needs a pack to follow up a Teller.
Yeah, oh, he's such a long way off. His manpower income is terrible. Just plus 173. I mean, he's still lifting GreenBeans, but both their armies are quite full. And
Korean Army managed to give a heavy crit on engine of IS-2, so maybe we'll see a push from German tanks.
See the P4
No, I
probing
don't.
the line, but the Tiger, yeah, the Tiger's in good enough shape to do that, but I think he would probably want to have his minesweepers up to try to make sure that he doesn't get a damaged engine himself. T-70 being really brave and poking around. Green Army's got to be... He's getting brave as well. I thought he might be afraid of mines, but he looks like he just wants to go in for this thing. Where's the Zis and Pack? Not anywhere nearby. Let's see, the Pack is over by the right VP, and so is the Zis gun. So GreenBean's got a pretty strong lead in terms of victory points. Okay, now that I've said that, let me make sure that's actually correct. Yes, it's just so confusing with the colors of the victory points. When one player is yellow and the other is pink, and the victory points are red and blue. Ugh.
So, KoreanArmy has now almost 120 munition, just above 120. Would you upgrade the Grens, the Panzer Grenadiers with Shrek in this situation?
I
think I would do that.
Maybe. The Panzer Shreks are not... I mean, how do they do against the IS-2? Not that great, if I recall correctly. Unless you get them on the rear armor. And the T-70 is, well, still murderous against Panzer Grenadiers. Especially in the way that they like to bunch up. That I think that he may be better off using them just as flanking units to just go in and try to kill these Zis guns. And oh my god, the Tiger's about to go down!
Yeah, it's that.
There's a bundle grenade. Not the best placement. Oh, he just lost the Pioneers as well. He's in big trouble. Down on BPs, down on, well, everything. He certainly has a lead in terms of blitz trucks, but other than that, I think that GreenBean's kind of got him by the ass at the moment. GreenBean's almost got enough to call in another IS-2 if he wants. Which means that I think he should get a KV-8 and just push the base. Although, that would be insane. It isn't...
But 2P4 can stall IS-2 for a moment, so... Yeah.
Oh, the combat engineers did just die, though. The mortar set off the demo charge that they were standing next to, and then the P4 put in the killing blow, which actually leaves GreenBean with a really tiny army. He's got 2 IS-2s, and this now super awesome Vet 3 T-70. But other than that, he's just got 2 Maxims, a shock troop, and the stolen Pack. So he's really at risk of losing all of his territory right now, even though he's got probably the more deadly army. And that one Vet 1 IS-2 is has got to wait until GreenBean can A, afford to get some more combat engineers, B, actually get them into action. This new IS-2 is pushing in pretty hard. It's getting shot at by a Pack that's managed around the building. P4 is taking shots at on the front, but nothing's penetrating. And KoreanArmy is about, what, 2 minutes away from being able to get himself a new Tiger? I can't remember how much fuel it costs.
Yeah, it's around 2 minutes.
Yeah. So, we'll need to start making use of capture mode on that T-70 just to augment his capping abilities, and that's exactly what he's doing. He should also be using recon mode, and why not crew repair while you're at it? I guess he's pretty low on munitions. Base rush!
This auto blitz might finally go down.
If he even sees it, does he see it? Maybe he can see it now. Yeah, I think he has to get really close. So there are Panzer Shreks. Did you just say that? Anyway, there are Panzer Shreks now on the Panzer Grenadiers. So I guess KoreanArmy.
Yeah, at this stage, any IT that he can get. So the IS-2 has this machine gun at the rear of the turret. Is it actually working in the game? Is it dealing any damage?
I think it does, but yeah, it might just be superficial. I mean, usually if you're surrounded by that much infantry, you're not paying attention to exactly what the what the gun on the back is doing. You know what might actually be kind of useful for KoreanArmy is a sniper. Snipers are they're really good against shock troops, and they fire so fast that they're actually quite good against things like Packs and Maxims. It just, Well, T-70s and IS-2s tend to one-shot snipers pretty frequently. Anyway, sniper won't be quite as useful as a new Tiger, and it looks like that is what Korean Army's holding out for.
Yeah, this T-70 in capture mode, I think, is going around the right flank.
Yeah, I mean, it can, provided it can keep its engine, as long as it doesn't lose its engine, it should, like, never die, because he can just run it around the map being a nuisance, driving around killing. I'm surprised he hasn't tried to hunt down these Opel Blitz trucks now that he knows that they exist, but he probably hasn't gotten close enough to the other Opel Blitz trucks territory sector to see that it's highlighted in yellow.
It's always scary to cross the road between those two houses and the fuel on the right side. Yeah, it's such an obvious place to place a mine.
Yeah, all that red cover, it's such a death zone. So GreenBean has gotten himself another combat engineer squad, and they've just been on repair duty for a long time as the Tiger comes up onto the map.
IS-2 just cleared the Pio squad on the left side.
I did it. I missed that. Korean Army is now out of Pios himself. And, oh, target weak point used on the stolen pack to put in a stun round on that P4, and down it goes.
Ready to move.
What are your thoughts on the bug fix? That, oh no, the T-70 died! The change to the pack so that target weak point actually works the way it, well, used to.
It's great. I love this ability. I really like it. It's even on Stugs. Stug is, it's a bad unit. Almost no one uses it, but with the target weak point, it's actually sometimes working.
Yeah, I think it may be a little bit too strong now that it always penetrates and pretty much always hits its target, but I do think it's a really cool ability. I don't know. We'll see how it works out.
Maybe they could move it from VET1 to VET2. It's actually very strong, but...
So we just had some incendiary artillery used. And, oh, something else died on the right. Yep, Maxim went down to a rifle grenade.
That's a double LMG squad. That's the guys that pick up the LMG that drop over there.
Oh my god, they look so nasty with both of those. And also, they're kind of phasing into one another. That also looks nasty. It's unnatural, man. Two men should not occupy the same physical space. You know, like, have your body coming halfway out of some other guy. That's just wrong.
That's the brothership.
I didn't mean that to sound as homophobic as it did. It's not supposed to sound homophobic. Oh god, I'm really embarrassed now. Oh, these rifle grenades doing so much damage to all these Maxims. I think GreenBean's making a mistake by leaving his Maxims in cover. The way they all like to clump up makes them so vulnerable to that. You sort of need to put them just in no cover. Incendiary artillery saves the day and chases off the grenadiers.
I think the biggest problem from the Soviets at the moment is that GreenBean is trying to control every single point. He has superiority in the vehicles. I would just camp around 2 points and try to recreate some of the infantry. Because he's trying to fight on every single side, and the IS-2s are constantly in a move from the left to the right. Yeah,
I agree. Yeah. I mean, you could be putting down some S-mines or like wait a minute. You can't put down S-mines. You could put down like a demo charge or something to defend it, or just some regular mines. And yeah, I mean, like you're saying, he's spreading himself a little too thin, and with these two huge heavy tanks occupying about half of his population caps, he just doesn't have enough. He doesn't have a big enough army to be able to spread out the way that he wants to. And he's letting Korean Army just come in, do a bit of damage, and
yeah, and let's be honest, the only unit that can force IS-2 to move is the pack, actually. The Tiger will just fight with IS-2 on uneven terms. So pack is not as mobile, so should take an advantage out of that.
GreenBean is completely pop capped right now, so he can't like get a sniper or a Katyusha or something that would help him deal with the packs safely from long range. So he's got to just kind of try to brute force his way in with the shock troops, for example. Actually, he doesn't have that. They're his only infantry squad other than these combat engineers, and they've just been forced to retreat on back to base.
It looked like a mortar shell forced this IS-2 to back up. It's quite funny. They just received a shell on their ammo and said, let's go back.
He doesn't want to mess up his paint job. A new pack has just come onto the map, and I see some minesweepers from GreenBean. I don't know why he's gotten minesweepers. Maybe he's afraid of a Teller mine. He hasn't seen any S mines. There is that? Yeah, there is a Teller mine next to between the Tiger and the Panzer Grenadiers.
Is the sweeper squad not giving you a bonus to repairs?
Not for Soviets. Only does that for OKW.
Okay.
That is we can leave that without comment. So the new pack, and we have the big fight between the big heavy tanks. So you know that someone is like fapping to that right now, as they do when they're heavy tank battles. But I tend to find the heavy tank battles
almost invincible.
Yeah. Yeah, behind the trees it's really hard to see. If I hadn't seen the Pioneers putting it down, I would have no idea what you were talking about. So I wonder if GreenBean should maybe just give up on reinforcing these Maxims for a while and try to get something else.
Or at least keep them up the half of the...
Yeah, at half cruise.
So it's a big push. The Soviets want to win by a knockout, I guess.
Yeah, he's not content to win by VP control. KoreanArmy needs to pay attention to these grenadiers at the bottom of the map. Okay, off they retreat away from the shock troops. And although the Tiger died, there's almost enough manpower for KoreanArmy to get another Tiger, and the packs are going to chase away the IS-2s. One of those IS-2s is very badly damaged. It's going almost all the way back to base. I don't think that's really called for.
It's incredible how GreenBean winning basically all those tanks battles is unable to get the DP elite.
Oh, the IS-2 just backed over the Teller mine after avoiding it for so long. I don't know if you realized that was there. I think his minesweepers were nearby. But yeah, he's not been able to convert that huge lead in terms of just how much the level of violence that his army can inflict into the actual meaningful resource win of getting more victory points. KoreanArmy currently has 2 of them, and I think it's just because GreenBean doesn't have enough infantry.
All this manpower, I actually think that, I don't know, I would just leave this Maxim to die, but one of those Maxims is crewed, both of those Maxims are crewed with shock troops actually, so that's a manpower drain. Reinforce.
Not only that, it also, they take up, shock troops take up 2 pop cap, I'm pretty sure. No, they just take 1, okay. It's Panzer Grenadiers and a couple other squads that take 2 pop cap. Yeah, they cost more to reinforce, and they probably as a result also cost more in terms of his upkeep, although I don't remember how that's calculated. Next time one of them gets forced to...
I'll tell her mine, this time next to the left VP. Just next to an MG.
Oh god. Oh god, the Pioneers are heading right for the demo! Okay, now they're moving away. New Tiger. And... yeah, I'm curious if these Maxims take some damage and have to retreat on back to base. we can see if they cost more to reinforce. I think they will. Normally a Maxim only costs 15 manpower per dude to reinforce. They're probably going to be up around like 32 because they're crewed by shocks. That does make them really hard to flank, but Korean Army's just been killing them with rifle grenades and with his mortar.
Yeah, all the grenades are upgraded with LMGs, so you don't really close up on them.
No, they don't want to. They don't want to fight you up close. They want to be sitting back in cover, shooting at you from max range, exactly where the Maxim is least effective. The minesweepers have discovered the Teller mine, so that's going to be harmless. If this IS-2 decides to drive over it. Where are the packs? I see them trying to move around, reposition. There's some combat engineers nearby, but they're not. They don't have a flamethrower. Thinking, oh my god, the Teller mine just damaged the engine on both IS-2s.
But the one rolled over on the other Teller that was activated by a Tiger shot, I think.
Aha, so that's what did it.
The Maxim died probably to a rifle nade. All the dead shots are crawling over there.
Yeah, it looks like that Maxim's finally just out and out destroyed. So it's not gonna be able to foolishly recrew that again. And get himself
be another
useful.
example that mines win wars.
Absolutely. Brand new IS-2 immediately called in. So many players just get like heavy tank fever, I feel. And when you have like 2 IS-2s or 2 Tigers, you can't really afford much other than having your heavy tanks plus the combat engineers to go around repairing them. The half-track is finally called back into duty. I wonder if Korean Army's trying to lose it. I haven't really noticed him using it much. Well, yeah, GreenBean he was winning so much earlier on, and now it's slipping from his grasp. And I think this focus on having 2 IS-2s is what's doing it to him. He was doing so much better when he just had a bunch of conscripts, the IS-2 and T-70, and a couple of support weapons. I'm loving this use of the target weak point in the stolen pack.
Yeah, it almost killed this Tiger.
Tiger's still in trouble. We might see Korean Army return the favor. No, he's not using target weak point. Okay, he's fired it now, but I think it's too late. He's trying to turn around. He's still got a couple of seconds while that's going to work, or not.
Crucial on Tiger.
Oh. Looks like those Grenadiers putting a damaged engine on there. And this IS-2 is probably going to go down. Oh, there's a damaged engine on the other IS-2. And the shock troops kill the pack, but not in time to save the IS-2. Maybe we'll see a KV-8. That would be fun. And oh, getting desperate from both players. Korean Army's got a little bit over 100 VPs, but GreenBean's got to be feeling the pressure now with just 1 VP to his name, under 75 VPs and counting down. He does have time. He's got a little bit of time. He's now making himself some new conscripts, but they're going to be kinda useless against all of these vetted grenadiers.
Again, yeah, he needs to dance around those packs. So now packs are being moved in a group of 2. So all that he needs to do is try to capture the points on the opposite side of the map. It's easier said than done because now there's plenty of Teller mines around the map. But
yeah, there's no aim. I'm sure we'll be seeing a new Tiger from Korean Army in just a couple of seconds once he can afford it. Interesting that Korean Army decided to recover. I think he recovered the Soviet mortar, so he's got 2 mortars now. I guess that's one thing that he wants to use against the packs, or the AT guns from the Soviet player. Once again, the IS-2 drives right up in front of the pack. It gets a decent penetrating shot. machine guns shooting at other machine guns over on the right. I'm pretty sure the MG42 is going to win this since it's using the armor-piercing rounds and it's not pinned. Some pretty desperate capping by these combat engineers in the center. Not going to work. His Korean Army moves everything he has in the area just to go sit in that circle.
That might be the end of the half track.
Yeah, I think he just sacrificed that because he was not getting much use out of it anymore. And frag bombs just got dropped. Killing the Maxim on the right. That's an expensive way to kill a Maxim, but I guess he's like it. Yeah, I wasn't using those munitions for anything else, although he really could have used it right now to kill the Zis gun.
Tiger was forced away from the left. Star by pack, double pack, no, Zis and a pack.
Oh, I didn't see the pack over there too, yeah. It's lucky that it escaped with its life, that 3-pack. Well, it's got the target weak point as well, so they didn't just get stun locked and killed by that. MG42 goes down, and I think there's now the chance for GreenBean to make something happen. The Tiger's in such bad shape, it's going to be getting repaired for a long time. In fact, Korean Army's decided that he doesn't have enough time to wait for it in its base to get repaired. He's got to bring back up on the front lines now, as it tries to deal with these shock troops. The IS-2 is badly damaged, but it's got 2 squads of combat engineers that can repair it, and I think GreenBean's trying to kill off the packs, which seems like a smart move. Gives IS-2 room to work. It's certainly going to be able to beat out this Tiger.
He should actually send at least one squad to cap the middle, which is being done now by the engineers, I think.
Oh man. So IS-2 is in deep trouble now. It goes down to the Panzer Grenadiers. Well, they just earned their pay. I don't know why those shock troops just threw that grenade down there. Luckily for them, they were spread out quite a lot, and they're going to be able to retreat on back. And wow, all of the AT guns from both players are now cleared out, and GreenBean's army has gotten really, really small in the last minute or two. He just called in a new IS-2, which is what, the 5th IS-2, or is it only the 4th? I've lost track. But he's down to 2 squads of combat engineers, as well as 2 retreating, badly damaged squads. And he missed his opportunity to blow something up with a demo charge in the center. He's going to have to hope that this IS-2 can chase everything out of the center of the map. Losing those vetted AT guns is a real shame. Those were, he's done such a good job of keeping those in good health. They've become a real threat to any vehicles that Korean Army could field. And I can feel my voice wearing out as we get up to 51 minutes and 30 seconds in this game.
Yeah, we have to admit that Korean Army is pretty lucky with this IS-2. Normally you would not be able to dance around them. Oh, okay.
I wonder if that was the double LMG squad over there. GreenBean's trying to. I don't think that it's going to be possible for GreenBean to actually win at this point. He's got 12 VPs. He doesn't control any. 10 VPs, and I don't think he's going to be able to get Korean Army to get out of these capture circles in time. 6 VPs, the clock is ticking down. And wow. Well played. GreenBean was playing really well too, but yeah, I think he just I think he just got a little too focused on using his call-in tanks rather than trying to use his tech.
Yeah, well, with the amount of AT guns that was lying on the battlefield, he could probably go away with not calling an IS-2 and building a defensive wall of, I don't know, IS-2s, this pack, and some infantry to lock down 1 or 2 victory points instead of fighting for all of them.
Definitely. And just make Korean Army have to come to him. Well, which Korean Army was doing, and yeah. Well. I don't know that I have any more to say about this game, except that I enjoyed watching it. Thank you for joining me, Halcyon.
Yeah, it was a great game. Thank you for inviting me, and see you around.
Yes, indeed. So, with that said, bye-bye, folks.